Normally we'd be playing music right now, but we're just going to jump right in.
We're going to jump right in.
This
because
episode Twizzle.
Yeah. You could collectively say it's 3 and it's also 1 because 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2 minus 1 is 1.
You know what comes after 12?
Hold 14.
6 plus 7. But that's the next episode.
That's right. We don't have time for that right now. It's the one and only 6 7. By the way,
hi everybody.
We are fully aware that has run its course, and it's just going to keep happening.
And we don't care.
Don't care.
No,
that's right. If you're offended, then go on the defense. Offense, defense.
That's right.
That made sense.
Hey, it's college football playoff time, so
it is
seasonal.
Yeah. We're trying to keep it like understand your own personal playbook. How about that?
Mm-hmm. X's and O's.
X's and O's. There's a song like that.
Yeah,
that's neither here nor there.
It's everywhere.
Over and underwear.
Ooh,
over or underwear.
Yeah, sometimes in your underwear.
Calvin Klein.
No judgment.
Yeah, eternity.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the Timothy Chalamet one? It's on all the time.
No. You want to tell me more about that?
I think it's is it Chanel? I don't know the brand.
Chanel. Why are they always whispering? That's my question. Everyone has laryngitis.
But every time I put on cologne, I go, I'm going to smell good.
Be confident.
You're amazing. And I whisper to myself.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that.
Well, it's episode 12.
Yes, sir.
As we often do, and probably that means always.
Yep.
We get together, we talk about things. If we don't have, we always have topics, right? But it's sort of landing on the topics. And so this time it's, I'll say this time it's a meaningful topic.
Yeah.
As if
all the other 11 were just up in the air.
But it's a little early for New Year's reflection. But when we started this, our goal was 1 a month.
Yes. Yes.
We're pretty good pretty confident we could do 1 a month, and that's realistic. And so this is episode 12, and we are recording episode 12 in the 12th month.
Yes.
That we've been doing this.
Hitting our goal.
The holidays are around the corner. I think it's currently Hanukkah.
Right now,
Christmas is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it's probably New Year's. I can't remember when that happens. But New Year's Eve last year, that was our
very first recording.
Yeah. And so we're sort of reflecting, but catching up, talking about various things. And as this happened, I think the last few times we just go, okay, it's time to hit record.
Yes.
So we're skipping the intro. We know people love it. They love the music, but time to dive in. Let's hit it. So this is not a year in review. This is not a reflection on the last 11 episodes. This is really just sort of, I think, what's kind of on our hearts naturally and subconsciously, going all the way back to what we talked about in the earliest episodes. I think we have like an intro video before episode 1.
We did that, sort of describe the reasoning behind Bad Dads. Yeah.
And so we were talking about a lot of things. One of them was masculinity, but it started veering into this, I don't know, vein though of how maybe we got it all wrong. And what I mean by that is this time of year, it's such a beautiful story of Advent, right? The coming of Jesus and Mary's yes. And I have really appreciated the Hallow app, sponsors of the show.
Yeah, thank you guys.
But future sponsors of the show.
We wrote a letter that they'll get it.
Yeah, but clearly, they would endorse this, so it's a done deal. But I've never used it, and I think I dismissed it, quite frankly, when I started hearing some of the names and I got caught up in the press. But I have loved it our kids' school actually gave them access to the Hallow app, and not me, so I had to sign up myself. But listening to it, and I was listening to Sister Miriam, was just the most amazing voice, the most soothing, calm voice, like an NPR voice, just very, very calm and very soothing. and she's beautiful and wonderful. Just hearing her, and she's talking about Mary's yes, and it was so nice, because this time of year too, you will hear in the Christian circles, the occasional reference to Saint Joseph. And I think it's also sort of perennial that a lot of people will say, well, Saint Joseph is really the forgotten saint, right? Like, he was only added to the litany of saints in the last, I think, 50 years or so, like since Vatican II, maybe.
Right.
And so, not to go too far off into, the, I don't know, catechism of the Catholic Church, but back to masculinity, and I think what it was we were talking about is, it's so interesting because Mary's yes was also St. Joseph's yes, right? This is the time where you hear about the angel Gabriel coming to Mary, and Mary saying, "Let it be done.
Let it be done unto me." Yep, according to your word.
The sort of like subtext, right? Like the footnote is St. Joseph ultimately saying the same thing. And there's a lot of other things that I don't know if we'll talk about here, but Josh and I are both dads of men. We have these books, these really cool books. Which,
listen, we got to show
it was not upside down.
They're bad dads.
Bad dads.
Yeah, you can't have that upside down, bro.
And I did not write upside down, but we'll usually write and journal as we're talking, and it's not really for the episode, but just to,
in general,
reflect and come back to. And so I'm going to read you something I wrote down while Josh was actually playing me a song that he wrote. And for those of you that know me, I'm super musical. I have an amazing voice, but this isn't about me.
No, we'll shy away. Like, listen, we honestly, because of his humility, we did actually hide. He has 3 Grammys. We removed him from this back setting just because he recognizes that what it does to me and how humble he is.
Yeah. And I mean, they're called grannies because my grandma gave them to me, but like, it's just as good.
Yeah.
It's just as good. People get it. Like, I was voted the best voice in my family by my grandma 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's
digress.
Not about me.
No. I don't want to talk about
me.
Like...
You wrote a song, and in all seriousness, so I'm not one that's probably affected by like things that, like, I wouldn't normally be like, oh my gosh, that was beautiful. But what was so neat, probably because of the Hallow app and the time of year, and because of this is the way that God works, is so in the Hallow app recently, so I'm going to connect it here, or attempt to connect it, is Sister Miriam, and maybe it wasn't Sister Miriam, but I know she was contributing to content that day, but it was how Joseph had the strength to not let his fiance get stoned. And not in like the hippie sense, in the literal, like, not get rocks thrown at her, because she would have been condemned to death.
That was the law back in the day.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you come, and if you're betrothed to somebody and then you have relations outside of that situation before the betrothal, right? Am I saying that right? I'm saying that right.
That sounds right.
Betrothal or betrothal?
Yeah, all of them.
Basically, I'm going to marry that guy and it's already known. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you do that in Jewish custom, and you have relations outside of that, there's literally, the law is like, it was right for them to stone you to death. So that's what Mary is facing in this regard. But continue.
Yeah, and so the song, when you started playing it, I'm thinking of the story we normally hear. I'm thinking of the angel Gabriel coming to Mary, and then I realized, however many seconds in, probably like 30 seconds in, I'm like, oh yeah, this was about Joseph. And he told me that, right? But again, like the pre-wiring, I'm like, oh, like I actually wonder if there's even a song about this. Like, this is not a Mary, did you know?
Right.
This is like a Joseph, did you know?
Mm.
And so tying back to masculinity, did you know, and you have it as one of the lyrics that I'm going to paraphrase, but you're raising the king.
Mm.
Saint Joseph, did you know that you're raising the king? And so back to masculinity, and I probably keep saying that, but you're raising the head of your household. You're raising the head of the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the king of the world. And so for us as dads, when you have a son, do you realize that you're raising the head of the household? Do you realize that you're raising the I want to say king and I want to mean it.
Yeah.
I can't, like, it's even hard because of being so wired into toxic masculinity and being worried about it. But if you were to think about what Joseph did, he say, you know what? I want to marry this woman. I love this woman. I want to have a family with this woman. And it certainly didn't go according to plan. And he put aside, and so I think this is the lesson for dads, and this is what I think we always struggle with as dads, that we want to relate to our sons, is your job is to not be elevated to king. Because although Jesus is the king and will be the king, I think, in the sense that a king is thought of.
Yeah.
He came as a servant.
Servant leader, man.
And with Mary's yes, and more so, and truly right, without Mary's yes, Joseph's yes wouldn't arguably have mattered. With Joseph's yes, the dynamic of men and women actually inverted. And so this is what we were kind of getting deep into conversation with. And we had to hit record, which is, I think it's easy to trivialize now men and like, oh yeah, men and toxic masculinity and, dads and kind of write them off, and it's not, I mean, to kind of cut to the chase, right? It's like, there's two beautiful thoughts that I've had in this season. Number one is, so it's in headlines, and I don't mean to be controversial, but there's talk of, I think it just actually was in like Vatican News, how the Pope's not going to consider women deacons.
Right.
Right. Like there could be a future consideration, but no, there's still no kind of grounds for it. And there's always, probably for 2,000 years, right? Like, why can't women be a priest or be a deacon? And it struck me this Advent season, and maybe even before Advent, but it's come back around, is like, only women are capable of bearing God.
Yeah, would you hold on, because you said a line earlier that I was like, wow, and you said it was a woman, and only women. It was a woman that held the power of heaven. Like it was a woman that held the power of heaven, and then therefore, the women have been given that unbelievable responsibility.
Yeah.
Right. To be able to bring a child into this world. Go ahead. But I just wanted to share that because that blew my mind when you said it.
Yeah. And
it wasn't the man.
It wasn't the man. Right. And what happened to the man, right? What happened to the king? We know how the story ends on Easter.
Sure.
But what happened to St. Joseph? We don't know. And that's sort of the interesting thing, right? Is that the man that said yes is really kind of forgotten in the pages of history.
Mm.
There is
a nice mention. There's a side mention of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, Joseph, you will not be talked about for almost 2,000 years. You will not be in the litany of saints.
Yeah.
It will take a long time for anyone to ever remember that you were really a part of this. And I think it's easy to look at the priests and the deacons even up on the altar and the vestments, and but probably even the pastors of churches. I know there's female pastors of different churches and denominations and all that. But like, that's almost like I would argue you're taking a step down based on the context of this, like, thought that I had, is just that it's such a beautiful thing that only women could bear the power of heaven. Mm. And for men, it's sort of a challenge of like, I don't think we actually like we like there's a risk that we trivialize masculinity by thinking it's somehow macho, like somehow it's power and warrior and all that. And it's not that it's not.
There's elements of that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like that's on the interior, like that is native, that's in there. But I do believe, like stereotypically, even when you use the word macho, you think of two things, right? Well, the first thing you think about is you think about like, oh, I'm better than you. And you think immediately like chauvinistic and sexist and things like that. Second thing you think about is
village people.
Right. Exactly.
Macho man.
I want to be a macho man. That's when Kermit guests on the thing. One. Yeah, no, good for him. Yeah, had to do
That's what you're going to say, right?
Nope. But it's fun. So I'll say the third thing you think about then is Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right?
But I'm with you on that. Circling back is I think so much now that if anybody talks about even masculinity or being macho, it has a negative connotation to it. When in reality, that is what we are. Masculinity is literally a definition of what our interior is makeup is built upon, as well as sort of that macho vibe. But I know where you're going, so here's the thing: like he's gonna drive it home, which is beautiful. Go ahead, I pass it back to you. I don't want to steal it.
Go for it.
No, you go. Yeah. You go.
You
had it.
You
had it.
All right. I don't remember what I had, but
okay. You don't remember Pharrell?
No, I think Pharrell, like NERD. I'm happy.
We sang two different songs.
True story.
Right now,
I drove Pharrell.
You did
in a Maybach through a Burger King drive-through in Park City, Utah.
Yep,
that's a different time. So
it's a true story, though.
It's a true story. I'm not joking.
No, but I think you're going to talk about.
Actually, all he complained about. Well, what he talked about was, I just want a hit song. And it took Despicable Me.
It's going to be there, dog. You just need Steve Carell and Gru. That's it. And you're going to make it. But I think you were going to kind of tie that whole exterior, because I think there's a difference, right?
Well, exactly. So I'll probably like hit the punchlines maybe as I kind of think through this, but being a man, being a head of the household means you better be ready to be crucified upside down.
Boom.
You better be ready to be forgotten in the pages of history. You better be ready to be a footnote in the Advent season.
100%. Like I smile because I love that.
Mary, and this is the thing too. Don't get it twisted, right? Like this is not a men versus women thing. This is solely focused on realizing. I think not reclaiming, not like whatever. It's realizing, and this is to all the dads out there, specifically. What was it, 80 miles that they had to go from Bethlehem to Jerusalem for the census? As far as we know, Joseph walked.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not that Mary got to ride on a donkey. Absolutely should be riding on a donkey.
100%.
Like if he rode the donkey.
Held the power of heaven.
Yeah.
Go on a donkey.
Right. And it's probably talked about too. It just occurred to me though, right? Like how does Jesus come into Jerusalem as he's headed into the last days?
On a donkey.
So Mary's coming into Jerusalem.
Prefigure.
On a donkey, right? So, it's this very kind of almost humble throne in a way to be carried in, but nobody talks about who's like carrying the throne. Right. It's always the story behind the story. And I think that is what you are called to as a man, is not to be the figurehead that's out there in front and everybody sees and, to be the face of the family. Maybe that will happen.
Sure.
But ultimately your job, if you're out in front, is to be the shield. to be the protector, but to also be willing to be last. And that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about the Catholic faith, quite frankly, now that it's taken me 20 plus years to really kind of let it sink in. But in the procession at the beginning and the recessional at the end of Mass, the priest always goes last. And it's not to save the best for last.
That's
the
right.
entire intent is that's the least. It is the least. And I think people focus on the vestments and the sashes and thinking that
the seat and
it's the first person that needs to be crucified upside down. It's the first person that needs to sacrifice himself.
Yes.
For the family. And so it's the first one that needs to be forgotten in the pages of history, or in the parish or what have you. It's never meant to be the celebrity. And it's not to take anything away from any celebrity priests, because there's some amazing Pauls out there, some amazing evangelists and people that are out spreading the word. It's, again, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, and so, I said I was going to read this and I didn't read it, but like we touched on it, right? Like, you're raising the king, but you're raising the head of household. Like, I think Jesus as the example, like, it's the head of household. It's humble. It's, let me heal you. Like, let me listen to you. Let me, though, get a minute. I need a minute.
Yeah.
Let me go pray for this, right? I can't be engaged in there all the time. I need to have my quiet time too.
Yep.
But that moment, Mary's yes, and really it's Joseph's yes, it did really switch, I think, the stereotypical order. And that is where men became biblically subordinate to women.
There's a cool, it's a truth, but a thought that came to me as well is, remember in scripture, like Jesus would heal certain people and then he'd be like, go and tell no one that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go in peace, your faith has saved you. Tell nobody that this happened. Like, he himself was not looking for the glory. Right? He played low. Yeah. And of course, God the Father, right? But I think also his earthly father.
Yeah.
Raising a head of a household, right? Through through him being in the womb, right? All the way through in his upbringing, Joseph wasn't looking for the glory.
Yeah.
Like, and how beautiful for us, right? Like, especially social media and all the sort of avenues to where we can kind of come up. I mean, the temptation inside of us to be like, no, like, why can't people see me? Let them see me, right? That's just in our person. But like, if we, like, dads, right? Like, if we're out here, like, we're the last. We're the last one on the processional, right? Walking down. We're the last ones because it's about our spouse and it's about our kids, and that's it, right? That's who we are meant to be, and that's tough at times. Now, at the same time, it's not about like, okay, so none of your interior struggles, right? Your dark side nightmares, your joys and victories and everything in between shouldn't be discussed and shouldn't be noticed right in the confines of your family and or friends. Like, I'll share my heart with this guy, right? So no, we're not, like, I'm not saying that, deny yourself like to a place that's not well for you. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is, where is your glory? Like, where is your glory? Like, when it's all done, and whatever, this is rhetorical, right? Like, we don't have to answer it here, but like, when it's all done, what's the story? Like, when you're at the last bit of your life and you know it, who are you thinking about? You thinking about the granny? Right? Are you thinking about Sarah and the kids? He's probably thinking about the granny, dude, because he came out there, you sang so beautifully. But yeah, no, sorry. That's how I was trying to connect like a joke while being serious.
I feel like that was sarcastic.
How dare you? How dare you?
Just my insecurity.
Yeah.
But also my ego.
That's right. That's right.
But are they different? Keep going.
They're not, actually. That's a whole other conversation.
Episode 13?
No, but right. No, but that's what I'm kind of pulling from this, because I'll say so listen, earlier this week I was sick, right? Okay. And I was like, I literally got stung by a stingray. I've had shingles in my optical nerve on my left side. I got dragged by a truck once, got in a boat accident. Don't ask why, whatever.
Thanksgiving.
All those, yeah,
That's
praise
awesome.
God. Praise God. all those things happen. And I'm like, no, they're there. They're here to make me stronger. I get a freaking head cold. It's over. Right? No, I don't. I don't want to feel good.
I don't feel good.
No, right?
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I feel weak. Like we're gonna go through episodes like that. I there was a connection there, and I think I'm missing it. There was totally a point to that. It's gone. It'll come back.
That's my fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. There was I'm gonna try to grab it right now, but yeah, no, it's gone.
It's the simple pains that are hard.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay, like there's so much internally that we have an opportunity to offer up for our family. I think is where I was trying to go with that, right? Like I'm cool to go through the tough stuff and be saying, oh my God, and that was physical pain or whatever, but there's certain things too that kind of stop you and slow you down and make you kind of like assess, because right, like I had no energy. I love music. I didn't want to do music. I obviously need to work, and I was working. I took the first day off of taking in forever, right? Like I didn't want to do things. And then when I sat down, I know this is a weak example because it's a freaking head cold, but when I sat down, I was like, okay, what motivates you to get up and to do the thing? It's my wife and it's my kids. So at the very end of my life, the thing I'm going to think about is my wife and my kids, and then everything else, right? Like it's not disclosing the or setting aside the other stuff that happens in life, but if we said yes in our vows, that was for better, for worse, for sick or for poor. If we said yes to children, that means I'll share a story. Can I share a story? And I promise I'll remember where I'm going with that.
Oh, you have to ask the listeners.
Okay. Can I share a story?
Yes.
Thank you. So I remember this vividly. Nathan was a baby. And so then Jaden must have been like 6, right? We go on a trip to San Francisco. Amazing, right? A buddy of ours got married. Went with good family friends, road trip up, road trip back, the whole 9. And I think it was my mom that had the kids. And so we get back, and like we got back in the evening. So I'm like, Bree, like, oh my goodness, like we can go to dinner and we just have an evening, and then in the morning we can go get the kids. And she's like, no, I miss my babies. Like I'm gonna go get the kids. And I remember, and this is early in our marriage, right? And stuff. Then 100% I became like a little baby. I promised to everybody I did this. Okay. I'm gonna be real with you. I got there and I was like, wow, cool. We haven't had an opportunity to be alone, like this. I mean, we're alone, but we're around a group of friends the whole time, right? Like we have an opportunity to have this little time, whatever, but you got to go ahead and pick up our kids, right? Like that's like, it's not like she chose to watch a movie. Like she's picking up our children, right? And I remember
them.
And I remember saying this, dude. I was like, cool, dude, I'll be number 3. Like on the priority list, right?
Yeah.
I said that out loud, like even telling you this.
I'm sure that went over well.
No. She totally accepted it. Yeah. She didn't go. Yeah. She was like, where would you like to eat?
Yeah.
Right? Because she knew.
Can I rub your feet?
Yeah, no. Everybody knows Bree at this point on the podcast. That was a hard ass no. She got into the car. She was out. That was it. She went to go get the kids. But I remember while she was getting the kids and coming back, like I had a conversation with myself, right? Like I was like, all right, Lord, like, okay. I know I said it's 100% how I feel. And then I remember so vividly, he was like, yes, and it's what you asked for and what I'm asking of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is why'd you have them? Yeah. Why'd you have them, bro? Like you cannot be number 1 anymore. You actually never were. I'm number 1. Then I gave you a spouse. And within the confines of marriage, I'm at the center. Yeah. And then I blessed you with kids.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe you said it and it just landed different. Hold up. And I truly, right, not in an ego-driven way, but he's like, I'm number 1, first of all. You were never number one.
Yes.
And you didn't get hooked up with her without me.
That's right. That's right.
So don't forget that.
Yeah. Right? Like that reality was crazy. I'll never forget that, dude. That was freaking 10 years ago. That was a decade ago. Wild. J16. But it was in that moment that I was like, And what you were talking about earlier was like Christ came down as like he was a servant leader. Right. And we were kind of conversating about like, when did he ever ask for it? When did he ever ask for the glory? Never asked for the glory. And to your point, right? Even in some instances where I was like, you are the business. What's up, dog? Right? He's like, peace. I'm going to go over there.
Don't tell anyone about this.
Don't tell anyone about me. And then also like y'all are tripping, right? You're a fan. You're crushing each other on stage. You're freaking out right now. I'm going to go pray. I'm going to go to a deserted place. I'm going to pray and I'm going to come back. Right? Sort of showcasing that. I mean, listen, dude, if we're called to be in his image and likeness, right? Then there's no glory we should be seeking for just our glory alone, if that makes sense.
Sure. I'll probably get in trouble theologically here. So forgive my ignorance, all you theologians, especially you, Nick, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah, he's going to hear it.
Yep. Right, but imagine, so I've talked about how, my relationship with God and the Holy Spirit is very much, it's like a bird on water. It's like, I feel like, it's like getting a little drink, like, oh, thank you. And then like, where'd you go? No, come back. Come back, please. Imagine those times when you don't feel God. And, if you're listening to this and you don't believe, imagine those times of you don't feel whatever it is. You like there's an absence.
Yeah. Right. At your core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he is like, right, here's a theological debate that would come up, right? It's like, God's always with you. Jesus is always with you. But at least as a man, so maybe it's the wrong context, right? He's like, yeah, no, I was praying for you. I took a minute and went and relayed the message. So don't freak out. You couldn't even wait for an hour?
Oh.
Right? Like,
okay.
You have little faith.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, I listened to everything you said.
Took it to the Father, man.
I was working. You couldn't even wait an hour?
Oh, man.
Right? It's not a literal hour. It's just
no,
like,
right.
But like that's, I think as men, that's the head cold.
When you hear me.
Yeah. I'm tired, right? Do you ever do this too? Like you ever, whether you're driving, usually it's driving, right? Because we have no other free time other than that.
That's 100% truth.
Or maybe after some chili. But in either case, right? Like you have these moments.
Oh, in the toilet. There it is.
There it is.
That was so subtle. That was great. Go ahead.
Right, but you're like, well, I'll go to war. I would take a bullet.
Oh.
I would fight. Like, come at me. And then it's like, my head hurts.
I didn't know you were going to come that way.
I just wish I was in a war right now and like getting shot at. Or like,
you throw grenades all day, but the headache, dog.
I wish I was like in the wilderness. I had to survive off wild locusts and honey. But you're going to hit me with the migraine? Damn.
That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah. That's when the wives are like, but did you give birth? It's like, but I would go to battle for you.
Yeah.
But did you? Did you? And so I think it's not about that, right? Joseph, I don't think. I mean, he exiled and fled and protected his family, right? And had to figure it out. But the sacrifice isn't about the head cold or the headache or the little things. And it's certainly not about the big things. It's about the unwritten things.
Right. Yes.
Like he had headaches, right? He had Whatever it was, he had all the things he dealt with that we'll never know about, and that's the point. Do not talk about me. Do not tell anyone about me.
What if that was like his choice?
That's the model, right?
Man.
That maybe he got a foreshadowing and he had to accept that true humility. He had to actually be the first one to not be written about. Right? I think there's more words about John the Baptist than there are about St. Joseph.
Yeah, no, that's true. And also because like, what's his reference point? Right?
Who's the model?
Every time he looks, he sees Mary and Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have everything. How could any words do anything better than the feeling that I have with my family with me right now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And aren't those words so true?
Yeah.
Right? For us as dads, sometimes like, you're doing too much, bruh. Sometimes take the minute, pause,
mm-hmm.
and look at why you do what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. And now a quick word from our sponsor.
A big thank you to our sponsor, Purchase Green Artificial Grass and Supplies, a local wholesale retail distributor with everything you need, all in one place for not only artificial grass installation, but also modular tile flooring for your garage and or outdoor spaces, be it basketball, pickleball, volleyball courts, and more. With over 65 locations nationwide, Purchase Green is your #1 resource as the Artificial Grass Authority, specialized service and support, and unparalleled product fulfillment. Go to purchasegreen.com to find your nearest location. That's purchasegreen.com. Purchase Green, the grass is greener because we're on your side.
And now back to the show. Yeah, I don't think I could say it any better.
I'm gonna get back. That was a good lead off. I got it. Okay.
So that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. So I don't know. Was that what you're going to say?
So that's what I'm gonna say.
I'm just gonna keep hitting your arm.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna like say, well, Josh.
We're gonna end it like that? I think we need to give like maybe because okay, we should stop recording. No.
Do you know? I can just cut it.
Okay,
which I probably won't. I'll forget.
Okay, this is why I'm telling you. For the record, if you guys are watching this right now, that's because this brother said he was going to edit it out, and then he did not. Now you see it, and you understand.
Yeah, it's like, I'll fix that. I'll clean that. I'll get to that.
Enter.
I'll pay the taxes.
Posted. Oops. New Bad Dads episode 13. 12. Not 13. It's 12 minus. No, it's 13 minus 1.
6 plus 7.
It's not 7-11, by the way. Because we couldn't do that. We would get infringed upon by the copyright and trademark policies, which we would not want to do because legally we do not want to waive those rights. Wave like an ocean, be sprinkling on the surfboarders. Body boarders and or boogie boarders. Surfers. Because there's no, listen.
I think boogie board's trademarked. That's Maury.
By the 1970s.
So
because they would always talk about boogie.
Not boogie nights,
disco.
Boogie days. And my dad would talk about how there's this dude that would sell these boogie board kits out of the back of his truck.
Kits.
A
boogie board.
Pieces of foam, and you had to like glue them together. And it was Tom Maury, the founder of the boogie board.
A, awesome. Mm-hmm. B, those didn't work.
No,
there's no way.
No, it fell apart. It's terrible.
I'm in the ocean.
That was like, yeah, I almost drowned on one. Literally, my parents kept it for whatever reason, probably because we were poor.
Oh, this was a little runny.
Yo, let me push you on a wave.
Try to live in the ocean.
Blacking out. It was like that scene from Old School where he's floating in the pool. He's having like visions, and somebody pulls me out of the water.
You just see your parents with the shoulder over camcorder. Hey, Ronnie.
My dad like, stop drowning like a little sissy.
Stop sucking in the water like you can't organize yourself.
You think it's a drinking fountain?
Come on, it's salt water. It's going to dehydrate you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Stupid. You're not my offspring.
Yeah, dumb as balls. Yeah, we went for it. We went for it on that bit. By the way, we do bits because this is going to come out in a blooper, and I don't care. I don't care. And I think also that's okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I think I might circle it back in.
Preach.
Yeah, I think we care too much. Listen.
Yes.
You have to be who you are, know who you are, know what you want to build in terms of your legacy with your family, which is you are last, they are first. So be who you are. I think we're too careful. I'm just going to say it out loud. I think we're too careful now. I think we don't have the ability to say something in gesture. That's not the right word. In joking. I want to say like
jest.
Yeah. So say things in jest, right? You say something and oh no, how dare you?
Yeah. And
I think you actually had a tremendous comeback for this, right? Like, so we were sharing just like sort of as an example, someone's struggling, and they're going through a tremendous experience in their life, right? Whether albeit like divorce or children or custody battle or something, like think of something that intense, and they're going through it. And if a person is just going through that and then over and over just talking about how they're going through it, but there's nothing after that, there's a portion that you were talking about, right, that we were sort of dialoguing on where, what did you say? It was almost like, hey, oh no, right?
Well, it was like the head. Yeah, I think there was a two-parter.
Yeah. Where do you want to share on that or no?
You go.
Okay. So
I feel like I'm worried about what I said.
Yeah, no, it was something about like, don't be a like, I'm sure other people will put explicits, right? But we'll just say like, stop being a baby about this situation. Now, again, the situation we're talking about is like super intense. So then we were talking about like if there's a third party just listening and observing the conversation we're having with that individual that we're telling to stop being a baby, who's going through this crazy sort of divorce or whatever the case may be, it sounds insensitive for me as the person telling the individual going through it to stop being a baby, right? It sounds offensive to the third party. But what happened to iron sharpening iron? You know, I jotted it down here. Why not love out of a challenge? A lot of people call it tough love, right? Tough love doesn't come out of a person to another person because the person giving the tough love figured out what the other person is walking through. Yeah. It's not like I figured that out, right? What it is it's challenging where are you putting that energy. It's a recognition that I understand that what you're walking through. I understand from an empathetic perspective. I don't understand because I'm not walking the season, but I understand the hurt. Like I am not acknowledging the hurt you're walking through. It's tremendous, but as a brother, right? From a man to a man, what I want to do is be able to encourage, build you up, and rise you up to whatever you could do with all of that because it's there. It's existing anyway. Yeah. Right. So like what can we do with that? You could say, I have to cry. Well, then here's my freaking shoulder. Let it rip. What are you doing after that? Yeah. Right. Like to be able to kind of be there as a supporter. But like where I'm going with the whole thing is the third party would be like, you offensive, non-sensitive piece of, you know, XYZ. I'm done with that. Like for me, that just in my mentality is just like, what was the offense? But I think you had the best comeback. We were chatting about it, like, and all this is hypothetical, like, and you blew my mind when you're like, well, cool. But what I would say to the third party is X. Do you remember?
Yeah. Like, how dare you assume what they're feeling? How dare you speak on behalf of them? And it's in the context of, it's one thing if you truly know maybe what the people are thinking. Like I've been through this before. I know what they're thinking, but you know, I think in the course of our life, so much of it's ad hoc, right? It's spontaneous. So you have a third party listening in going like, how could you say that to them, what they're going through? It's like, how do you know? And why would you assume that you now are their public relations?
Yeah, you're the PR person.
Yeah, like, and so like it's a double whammy then. Like, it's okay. The first hit is you think that I'm, being insensitive, but the second hit is that you now have taken their voice away from them as well. You've now spoken on behalf of them, and how dare you?
Yeah.
You saying that to me, like, how dare you say that about them or say that to them? It's like, how dare you assume they can't handle it?
And that was it. That was the line. How dare you assume that they can't handle it?
Yeah.
Because the difference is the place you're in when you're giving, when you're speaking like that. Is it coming from a place of love? If it's coming from a place of sort of like malicious, I'm gonna rip you up, tear you down, I'm be kind of, yeah, sure, then you're an idiot, you're a jerk, right? But if it's coming from a place of love, then and also the third whammy of that whammy, the third whammy would be, all right, Ron, Josh, then also be ready when that same individual comes to you and challenges you. You can't be a baby when that happens either. And I think like for like that's the masculinity.
Yeah, and I'll just interject. Like so you and I are the same. Like, and I probably a lot of men. Like, if you have the head cold, right? You have the. I want to say it's different, but right, like it's just like, I don't know. It's just I'm not feeling good, right? Like it's this. I want the nurturing.
That's right.
I do not want that from you.
Yes,
my friend.
That's a great point.
I do not want it from a man. I do not want it from my brother. I do not want it from my father. From my wife, yes.
Yep.
I do not want that. And ultimately, if I'm honest with myself, I want that person that's going to pick me up, like literally physically pick me up. Like meaning I want both at the same time, but if it's going to be you, I want you to be like, hey, get up, dust yourself off, and move on.
That's right.
Not because it's insensitive, because it's a battle cry. It's you can't take a day off being the head of your household.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're sick. Great point. Sucks, but you still have to be a model for your kids. So you're going to teach them that, like, when you get knocked down, that you're useless.
You're defeated.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, I'm tired, and you're allowed to be that, but don't wallow in it. Don't get sucked into that, and don't let other people allow you to stay there. That's the thing. Like, what's missing is like, no, I'm here for my brother, trying to pick him up and help him dust himself off.
That's right.
I'm not criticizing him.
Right.
I'm not emasculating him. I am here like those men were there for Job. They were there originally just in silence. Then they started talking, and I'm not like, this is an audit of the book of Job, but I think the premise is that, like, get up, and even at some point his wife is like, get up, or just die, like, move on. And I think there's a lesson there of like, it's so human and so understandable to wallow in self-pity. But if you see your friend wallowing in self-pity, and even if you're looking in the mirror and doing it, like, get up and move on, because the thing is that that's what you have signed up for. And you could be, I didn't choose to be born this way. And it's like, every person can say that. So what are you going to do about it? Like, then what? You take it all back? Like, I mean, it's every day, and every aspect of it is a gift. And so I think, full circle, maybe, masculinity is about the unspoken things. It's about the unseen things. It's not about the Spartans from 300 and the Viking diet and, like all those things that I think lead to toxic masculinity. It's about being okay with being forgotten. It's about being okay with others not talking about you. I think it's about being sacrificial, in that the greatest way you could ever show up for somebody is by never being seen, heard, or appreciated.
Woo.
And being okay with it.
Yep.
Because then there's no ego. You don't need anything from them, and you're just selflessly giving to them. And that brings you joy.
That's the gift. What's in front of you right now?
It is the gift, and it's the model, and it's the nails in your hands and your feet, and it's the 70 whatever % of your flesh ripped open.
That's
Sorry
right.
to be graphic.
No.
But 70+%.
But it's also truth. So
yeah, plus then strap a 200-pound piece of wood on the back.
Yeah, non-sanded, right?
And on and on and on. And it's like that's masculinity, and it's not crying about it. But when Veronica comes and gives you a cloth to wipe your face, you'll take it.
Let your face be wiped. Yep.
When there's a stick with a sponge and vinegar or wine on it, you'll take it, because that's prophecy fulfilled. And so I think masculinity is a misunderstood prophecy that most men have yet to fulfill and are at risk of never fulfilling.
Yeah.
And I think that's...
Which is why it's well worth talking about.
Yeah. And so we go back 12 episodes. And again, we started by saying this isn't a reflection or, a year in review.
Right.
But full circle back to the impetus for Bad Dads and the spirit of it is Bad Dads is maybe our subconscious way of fulfilling a prophecy, little by little, episode by episode, and just trying to give back to the dads out there, not in a cliche way, not in a Spartan way, not in a Viking way, not in the ways that I think the world says, but in the subtle ways that St. Joseph models, that you have to read about, you have to pay attention to, you have to actually listen and be quiet, and not clang your shield and your sword against your shield.
Yep.
In meekness, and be willing to just continually be, Saint Joseph this time of year.
Yeah, one line.
But all year long.
One line. You said it before we started recording. Our job isn't to reap, but to sow.
Mm-hmm.
Our job isn't to reap, but to sow. Be a seed planter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We may not see the fruits of that.
And I think that's like, it's episodes. It's just the core of this. Thank you for bringing that up. If I were to, I think about this all the time, because Ethan, my oldest, is senior year. He's now halfway through. And constantly, I just feel like I haven't prepared him to be a man. And I was thinking about this week of, I don't even know what that means. Nobody prepared me. And it's not that my dad did a bad job. Maybe he tried and I missed it, I missed the cues. There's no model. And so I was thinking about a model for it. And I think we're called not to see the fruits of our labor, and even see the fruits of what it is we do in this world, and even what our kids become. It is just to, like, if we could just know how to sow good seeds, right? Like, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Our job is not to reap the fruits of the harvest. It's not to see what any of this, even with Bad Dads, becomes. It is simply to put out episodes, right? It's simply to sow. And so I would say that's what we're trying to do here.
Yep.
Is that I think we got in our heads early on. I know I get in mine all the time, right? Like, you're thinking about the sowing, or the reaping, I'm like, what about the followers? And that's I think how it started, right? Like, how many followers?
What do you think by the time we're 6 months in?
And truly everybody, we don't look at the numbers.
No analytics. We don't look at it.
You can tell by the quality of the content. We don't care about the algorithms and but subconsciously. So like, it's just maybe a realization now of our job is to just sow. It's not our job to reap. And I hope we can teach our kids to sow good seeds. I hope we can teach fellow dads to sow good seeds.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all the cliches like raise good humans, but I think it's just, it is a lot of cliches. I mean, love is a verb, but I think being a man is a verb. I think it's about sowing. I think it's about just putting yourself out there. It's about just doing the things regardless of what may or may not come of it. And if you're a bad dad like us, you know, just sow those seeds with your kids. Like, just listen to them. And it's, if you're like my kids, well, my younger ones, they want to talk right before bedtime. It's because it's, I saw this somewhere. It's the only time they feel safe. Like there's a stillness before bedtime where they actually feel like they're in a place they can talk about the things they want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think back to like, you know, taking that time for yourself. You have to take that time for yourself to know how important it is then to your kids when they need it from you.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You know, and it's not that they want to be quiet in the moments, but it's they want to just be with you, right? They just want to be with their father. And so if we don't take the times to be with our father, whether it's our earthly father,
yep,
whether it's our Saint Joseph or whether it's our literal dad, but certainly if we don't take that time with our spiritual dad, how would you ever model that for your kids to make them feel like I want that time with my dad?
That's right.
Whether it's their earthly dad, you, or it's their spiritual dad.
Yeah.
And so we have to show up for them in a masculine way, though it's not even, now I'm going to go on a tangent, so I'll just kind of cut myself off, you know. But it's all the things we said. Like, I think it's just, it's not the Viking, it's not the Spartan, it's not the, you know, person that's into physical fitness. It's in the person willing to walk 80 miles leading their wife who's riding on a donkey.
Because like, that's also a warrior.
It's a war.
Walk 80 miles in some sandals, protecting them from thieves and wolves and whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's arguable that there's more that was ever written about a warrior than there was about Saint Joseph, like in the stereotypical context, right? Like a warrior can seek money and fortune and all that. You know, imagine seeking nothing other than understanding that you are subordinate to the person in your life that is physically, spiritually, mentally able to wield the power of heaven within them.
Yeah.
That's your role, is to make sure.
Humility is your sword.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, Forrest, I think that you got us through all of it. No, it's amazing to kind of think and go on that level and pause as a man, as a husband, as a father, and dive into what true masculinity means to you, what it looks like, and how it's shaping and how you live it within your family. So, yeah, a lot of takeaways from here. And just like we always say, Ron,
just because you're a bad dad sometimes doesn't mean you have to stay one.
Peace.
See you, everybody.
Take care.